Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance. We are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And a short pickup to about the 25. So this, Charles, on paper at least, not the most even of matchups. Polar opposite, really. I mean, on one sideline, you got the hottest team in the league, still unbeaten, and on the other side, a winless squad.
And that's why I owe you, and I owe you big, because you did email me this week to remember any given Sunday. That was a phrase you typed to me. And that's what we have to remember in this ball game. It resounds when you think about it. Unbeaten versus winless. Any given Sunday, anything can happen in this league.
Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The end result, 21 yards.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 26-yard line. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Jackson's going to try the sneak, and they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal. Jackson will keep it, so call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they ended up marking it short. And now I wonder, will they even do it again on 3rd down?
Fourth down, here's Jackson. Out to his left. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They wanted to throw for it. A surprise does not work on 4th and goal from the 1. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. On 1st down, it's Watson. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Stopped by the safety, Kyle Hamilton. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's brought down. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Dobbins, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. 2nd down and goal. Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
He sets to fire deep. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And they will finally put an end to the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On second and goal, Watson. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Well, let's see where they turn on 3rd and goal from the 5. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. He tried to keep it himself, but can't stretch his way in. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. He finds some open field here. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or 2 today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or 2? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
Tucker now to add the point after. A good to make it 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A shotgun snap for Watson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. When you gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Jackson to throw. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Tucker now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
He's got a man complete. 20, 10, 5. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Here's Watson on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Deshaun Watson scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Alexander Johnson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson going out wide, finds Chubb.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught by Hilton. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. Watson now to throw. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field. And that brings up 4th. Well, Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns. York able to send this one through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Jackson. Steps him, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Hey, 31! Hey, 31!
Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. He finds his man, complete. It's Grant. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. On fourth down, Watson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Dobbins trying the left side. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. This is caught. And the Ravens are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Browns drive about to get started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 32. 64 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. A little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. Oh, he's got some breathing room. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Another run here with Dobbins. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 108 yards on the ground here for Dobbins. And a first down coming up.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Jackson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until
touchdown. Mark Andrews from 4 yards out. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. When you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Will go down as a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off of play action, it's Watson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. They'll roll him out right. Drops it off for Chubb. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Walked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And my goodness, another interception. There he goes, right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Now Watson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
A handoff running left is Dobbins. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Big impact play, a tackle for loss.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a 1st down. It's 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a 1st down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the 1st down.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Browns drive about to get started. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse. as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Kyle Hamilton brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
3rd and long. It's Watson. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. The return from his end zone is Grant. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Watson. He's got it to Hilton. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on